if you look at a lot of other successful people or people having success in what you may want to do, they are all giving first, providing more value to others than they are receiving.
Welcome to the Fuel Hunt Show.
Welcome to the Fuel Hunt Show. I'm Joey, co-founder of Fuel Hunt. I have my cousin and co-founder, Drew, here with me.
Happy to be here, cuz.
You're always happy to be here.
I mean, it goes into a rule of the few that we'll cover soon. The few energy. That's rule 3.
Yeah. You are. You know what? You do have exemplary energy of the
I'm
few.
the poster
few
child.
energy. You are the poster child for the few energy. I like to think that I'm becoming the poster child.
You are.
I got some work to do.
We've been through some hard shit together.
Yeah.
And I feel like going through all those hard times have made you an even more pleasant person to be around.
I agree. My intensity has been channeled in the right direction.
Channel's a good word.
Yeah, channeled. All right, so we're a little bit of a we'll get back on course. A little bit of a tangent, but today we are going to talk about a rule of the few. So this is our second show that we've done where we dissect, kick around, chop up, jam on a rule of the few, and then we leave the few with a tool for the rule, a practical way that they can live this rule in their daily lives, right? So I usually start out these shows by reading the rule verbatim, right? Because not all of our community members are, intimately familiar with the rules of the few just yet, for those community members that have just joined us. So this is rule number 2. The rule is to get, give, right? And I put some color around the rule 2. Again, I'll read it verbatim, right? Always extend your giving hand first. With anything and in everything, give first, give your all. Let a fire of passion rage in your servant heart. Give without remembering and receive without forgetting. So if there's one rule, we touched on the few energy a little bit, and that's a rule, but if there's one rule that has been part of the, and I don't like this term, but secret sauce, right? For us in getting to where we are today, would you agree that rule number 2, to get, give, always come with the giving hand? Would you agree that that is one of the most important rules or actions that has brought us to where we are today?
I think it is the most important thing we've done to get us to where we are today. And if you look at a lot of other successful people or people having success in what you may want to do, they are all giving first, providing more value to others than they are receiving.
Exactly. So more deposits than withdrawals, right?
The emotional bank accounts.
Right. So if you think about your interactions with your coworkers, your interactions with your family, your interactions with your friends, and you look at them, you treat them like bank accounts, emotional bank accounts, right? You want to make more deposits than you do with withdrawals. You want to serve them more than you ask of them. Fair enough explanation, right? Right. I got a little creative with my writing, which I love to do, with that rule of the few.
It was a very well thought out and articulated way of saying give first.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Well, you know what I mean? I like to express my creativity in my writing. So especially when it comes to the servant heart. Yep. The servant heart, for me, is the core of this rule. And when I say servant heart, even when I say it, an image pops in my mind. It's a heart that's on fire, right? That's, like I said, kind of like raging with a passion to help others, to serve others. And we've done that since the very beginning, right? I mean, that's what we've been about since day one.
Yeah, from day one. It's almost put us in hot water sometimes. I mean, our employees yell at us a lot because we don't stick to our quote unquote marketing budget a lot. But since day one, we've always just been so grateful that people would even wear our gear or support our mission, that we were like, oh, you want to roll with us? Like, here's a shirt, here's a tee, like here's a hat. Like, and that's something we've always lived by. And once you shift your mindset from trying to extract every bit of value, money, etc. from people, and start shifting your focus to how can I make this person better? How can I give more to this person or change their day, change their life? Your world starts to open up and things start to conspire for you.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. I think it's the secret to overcoming scarcity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everybody likes to help other people. It makes them feel great, right? And I think it's really the secret to overcoming scarcity. I think people don't, what I call outflow, which is a common term, if you're in the law of attraction and manifestation, things like that, outflowing, don't hold on to what you have, give what you have to others. The way to receive is to outflow.
Yeah.
When you do that, your mind becomes abundant, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not everybody is out to get you, conspiring to take what you have. Everybody is out to support you, right? And add to, what you have, or the goal you're chasing, or the dream that you're chasing. So when I say, and I say it all the time on shows, I don't know if I said it on our show just yet, we're only a couple episodes in, but we were community first from day one, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were born from an origin story that we felt alone. We needed to find our people. We had a strong purpose of restoring the dignity of hard work. Community first. What that really means is that we were service oriented.
Yeah.
We were service first.
Yeah.
Not only did we want to find our people and bring them in, but we wanted to do everything that we could to share what we knew.
Yep.
To help them on their journeys.
We
right?
were like, look, we've been through this hard shit. We've read these books. We've done this research. We've lived this.
Yep.
Here's the shortcuts. Here's the answers. Shortcuts, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
we're trying to save
knowledge.
you. We're trying to save you from pain and give you a place to belong and
Mm-hmm.
get you through hard times.
Yep. I agree. I think that, we hit on it in the beginning of the show. Everybody asks us how we've gotten to the point, and we haven't arrived. We have so much more work to do.
Oh, yeah.
If sometimes I go, when I do other shows, you've seen me paint the 10-year vision. Sometimes I'll even go into the 15-year vision, and I feel like people glaze over a little bit because we have so much work to do.
Yeah.
Like, people can't even fathom the fact that we're thinking that far out, and we have monster goals like that. But when I paint that vision, it's always, the core of it is adding value, serving, right? Serving others and giving to them. And that's, like I said, the way it's been since day one. The beautiful thing about it is it's brought us a lot of success. I think people stumble upon this role and they think that they can just give of themselves and it's going to work for them the same way. But I think the thing that they're missing is intention. I think sometimes people give, but in the back of their mind, they're always thinking, oh, this is going to come back to me. This is going to come back to me. I think one key to living this rule in your daily life, this isn't my tool for the rule, but one key is that you have to have pure intention. So not only did we always come with a giving hand, but we always had the pure intention of never receiving anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Give without remembering.
Yep.
Like, that is 100% the key. Like, when it came to people joining our community, we were, like I said, grateful for them being there. And we were like, we just want you to fly with us and give you a shirt first. And a lot of those people have turned into our lifelong community members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Is there one or two, or are there some instances of giving over the years that stand out to you? Giving that we've done, or actually, giving that the community's done to us. Are there any instances of giving that stand out?
One that stands out on the top of my head is the Bader story.
Mm-hmm.
That was an area or a circumstance where we just came with gear one time and turned into a lifelong customer and a lifelong friend and business partner.
And one thing that I didn't mention about that story, when we tackled our origin story on the first episode of the Fuel Hunt Show, was that B was very straightforward, as he is. He's a straight fucking shooter. He was very straightforward when we got on the phone the first time, and he was like, hey, look, one of the main reasons that we're on the phone right now is because you guys have never asked me for anything. He's like, not only do I find that phenomenal, because if you would have just asked me to tag you once, I would have done it. Like, it's all good.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys are the type of people that I befriend, do business with, that I have in my circle.
And a lot of people should take that advice, whether you're starting a new business or a new venture or you're trying to gain. Don't always ask for the 3 posts, the 2 posts, like do this. Like I'll give you this, but only if you do this in return.
Yeah.
We still to this day and having learned some hard lessons of giving a lot and never receiving.
Yeah.
We still to this day, we don't ask for anything. If we're bringing on a new team member or ambassador or athlete right here, like, or someone we just want to give gear to, like, we don't say, hey, we need you to post though.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not a thing.
I think what it does is it shows an investment that we care about them and who they are. And this is bigger than a transaction. So that's the irony in the model of like thinking about your relationships and stuff like that as a bank account, because that deposit and withdrawal, it's a transaction, right?
Yep.
But it's a really clever way to think about this. But when you give without the intention of receiving, it takes the transaction out of it completely, and it invests it's an investment in their humanity, like them as a person, you know, and I think that's what makes it so powerful.
I do have a couple other examples of times we gave, to both revolve around football for some reason.
Okay.
Well,
we know why that is. Many of the few are monster football fans.
The Lower Marion football tease we did, which was pure give, but we were at such a young point in our journey where we were just grateful that this team believed in our mission and wanted to wear Fuel Hunt on their backs for their warm-ups.
Yep.
That we designed, printed, and just gave a custom run of like a lot of teams.
Yeah,
pretty good.
A lot of long sleeves,
to the Lower Marion high school football team.
Yep.
And
to wear on pregame, postgame. Yep.
Still grateful for them believing in us, and still community members to this day.
Yep.
Another one recently was the Thompson Family Football Camp. Donated and designed shirts for him to families. I believe they're underprivileged families, that kids that may not have the opportunity to experience a camp with NFL football players.
Sure.
But that custom run of shirts too was also another area that just really fulfilled myself, and I believe you, like just like to be able to give back to people that maybe are going to become something great one day and don't have the means to necessarily get there.
Yeah, I think both of those instances, the underpinning is the youth, right? Which as parents, we know how important it is to fan the flame of the few, right, in the youth, because all kids have a spark, right, and they know inherently that they're responsible for the outcome of their life. They know that they should work hard and do well, you know, but then society gets involved,
puts them in the box.
Fucking neighbors get involved, you know, school to some degree will get involved, boxes them in, you know what I mean, teaches them to memorize and repeat. And what it does is it diminishes the flame a little bit. So those were instances where we had the opportunity to give and fan the flame, which were two great instances. We've also had, you know, a lot of examples, I think, of people. We're inherently givers, but we've had a lot of strong examples of people in the community that gave to us. You know, if you just talk about community members on a daily basis, engaging with the content that we put out, community members watching this show, like that's a give. You know what I'm saying? That's a give. It's a give of their time, their energy, their mind share. You know, most of the war in life, I think, is won between your two ears, right? Right. So if you're going to be giving us some of your mind share on a daily basis, that's probably next to time, which is kind of the same thing, one of the biggest gives. So that's a strong example we see every day, and that inspires us to give more.
The best parts of my day is, I mean, we get a ton. I'm in the DMs personally, but when someone takes the time to share their energy and their story and why we inspire them or help them get out of a dark place or help them overcome or help them start a new journey in life and chase their dreams, that is truly one of the best parts of my day.
Yeah, I agree.
One area was, to bring it back to us for a second, an area in which we give on a daily basis is in our products. And one core mindset we've had since we started is to provide more in value than we take in payment. And we always thought, how can we do that with apparel or products? So we always produce the highest quality product, which our cost of goods is up there, especially being American made, and pretty much the highest quality American made gear you can buy. So since day one, we've always had that mindset. And we know our customers are just hardworking people of America. And we didn't want to extrapolate every single dollar or cent we could get from them. We just wanted you to know that you belong. So to this day, we still are giving on it with every order.
Yeah, that's good. That's a very good point. Yeah, it's a very good point. I think it's hard for a lot of people to hear because, you know, when you start out, it's scary. Like when you start a business, it's scary. And even if you're an abundant-minded person, starting a business will like flip you into fucking scarcity mode if you're not careful, like real quick, because you have competition out there, you have margins to meet, you know, you have a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. You know what I mean? So like scarcity mode fires up, and when scarcity mode fires up, you stop outflowing, you stop giving, you start like tightly holding on to everything that you have. But really in the long run, what it does is it fucks you over. It inhibits your growth. You know what I mean? As a business or community, right?
And the hardest time to do that is when you're in the hard spots and you start to contract. I mean, we've been through it ourselves, and then to get out of those hard spots, what did we do? We gave more.
I know. I know. Yeah. Well, giving of yourself, you know, to your passion, whole nother road that, you know, we could probably go down, but we're, you know, doing that as well. Like, you know, when those hard moments, when you're doing life the hard way and it gets really fucking hard, meaning like you have no reference point, you know, like it's so hard because it's a new problem that you've never seen before and you have to give so much more of yourself. It's tough, but it's necessary.
I agree.
You know, it's necessary. So let's talk about tool for the rule, a practical way that the few can apply this rule to their lives on a daily basis. How can they live this rule to give?
All right. So this one might be tough because nowadays in society, the thing we're most tied to is money. Like everything revolves around money. So my tool for the rule is to challenge each member of the few to buy something for someone else today, give today. So whether it's a coffee, a meal, one of my personal favorites is a book. And shout out to the few community members that are my unsung book club, but the secret book club. Dylan, shout out to Dylan.
And we get some books coming in.
Oh yeah,
we get books coming.
I feel as though it's the greatest gift you can give because it's a physical item and it also provides you so much value. So buy a book for someone, or just something that you know they'll like you said, intention. So taking it back to our early podcast, but vision, intent, action, right? Yeah, that was your thing.
Yeah, it's a path, man.
So understand who you're buying for, what they'll like, whether it's a coffee or something as simple as the person behind you in line at Starbucks today. Buying that coffee.
So we agreed that we were going to not review our tools for the rule before the show. We're just going to fucking wing it because that's what we do, right? We're just going to make this great. And we have the same tool for the rule. So it happened. So we had a collision, but it's a good one. I look at it as, so it's a 2-part thing for me. So if I had to give my tool, right? The first thing is remembering and reminding yourself of the code of giving, right? Whether it's your wallpaper, like you spoke about on a previous show, whether it's writing it in the margins of your notebook that you use at the office, whether it's writing it on the whiteboard at your gym, whatever it is, the code for giving, right? Give often, right? Give without remembering, receive without forgetting. Always reminding yourself of that. Part of that is obviously in the rule. In addition to that reminder, taking action and doing really a random act of kindness per day that requires giving, which typically for me, that shows up as either giving of my time, right? Or giving monetarily. I'm a big buy coffee for the person, you know, behind me guy, or groceries too. So if I'm at Whole Foods and I'm checking out, and somebody's next to me, I'll buy
That
their
would be
groceries
your
too.
first start. Like, this would be your first endeavor.
Yeah. I'm in
That's for the-
self-checkout.
That's
so
for
it's
the
only a
expert.
handful
That's
of
for the
items
expert
there.
level giver.
But it's powerful because that act of giving really changes somebody's day.
I agree.
I think that in a world that is dark at times and alone, it's really a way to show that you can still have faith in humanity and there's like hope for us all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right. So that's rule number 2, to give. Anything else to add before we tie this up?
Not currently. One day I will. One episode I will have something for you at the end.
All right. Yeah, it's all good. I'm having a blast doing these shows. I know that the few are having a blast listening to them. If there's anything that you would like to see Drew and I jam on, doesn't have to be just rules of the few. It could be anything else. Hit us in the DMs. Like Drew said, he's in there personally. You already know that I write and receive all the replies to the emails that the few send. So hit me over email. The few can also get you on SMS, right?
The
Momentum
SMS text call.
Yep. So if there's anything you'd like to see us address, or there's anything that you would like to see us cover, hit us up. All right. And one thing to leave you with, as I do every episode, you want to do it this time, or you want me to do it?
You got it.
I'll do it. All right. Always choose effort over entitlement. Always choose hard work over handouts. No one owns you. No one owes you. You're one of the few.